Imagine beginning each day with the knowledge that it presents a fresh opportunity, an opportunity to exceed the average and embrace prosperity. The reality is that success is not solely the privilege of a fortunate few. It is not simply a matter of luck, nor is it exclusively dependent on innate talent. Instead, it hinges on the decisions you make daily, the habits you cultivate, the mindset you develop, and the consistent actions you undertake. Today, we will explore the 5 essential steps that can propel you from an average existence to a life of abundance. If you approach these steps with discipline and resolve, they can transform your current situation into the reality you have long envisioned. The first step is to master your mindset. Your mind serves as either your greatest ally or your most challenging foe. This truth has defined the fortunes of countless individuals throughout history. Remarkably, it is not just raw intelligence or unwavering hard work that separates the exceptional from the average. Instead, it is predominantly the strength of their mindset. When Henry Ford set out to create the groundbreaking V8 engine, he faced immediate opposition from his engineering team, who claimed that such a design was impossible with the existing materials and methods. Rather than capitulating or adjusting his aspirations, Ford remained steadfast, instructing his engineers to find a solution, regardless of how many attempts it might take. No matter how frequently they declared, "It cannot be done," Ford remained resolute, possessing a deep belief in the potential for success and demanding persistence from everyone involved. Eventually, that persistence bore fruit. Driven by Ford's insistence and fired by his unwavering confidence, his engineers discovered a viable solution, leading to the creation of the iconic Ford V8 engine, an innovation that revolutionized the automotive sector. This narrative illustrates the tremendous influence of mental focus and discipline. Ford's unwavering faith in his vision, even amid skepticism, exemplifies how mastering one's mindset can turn the seemingly impossible into groundbreaking achievements, capable of transforming entire industries. Consider 2 individuals with similar talents, backgrounds, and opportunities. One experiences tremendous success, transforming every hurdle into a stepping stone, while the other remains trapped in mediocrity, held back by self-doubt and perceived limitations. What accounts for this disparity? It is their mindset, the internal compass that directs every decision and response. Many individuals drift through life, passively responding to external events, allowing circumstances to dictate their emotions, energy, and ultimately their actions. Conversely, those who rise above the average take deliberate control of their cognitive environment. They thoughtfully shape their thoughts, cultivate their beliefs, and harness their emotions to align with their aspirations. Your mind can be compared to a rich garden. Envision for a moment that your thoughts are like seeds. If you sow negativity, fear, and doubt, your mental garden becomes overrun with weeds, unproductive clutter that suffocates opportunities and potential. However, if you plant seeds of confidence, discipline, and self-belief, you cultivate a flourishing forest of opportunity, strength, and resilience. The choice of seeds you nurture each day is entirely yours. But how do you consciously select these seeds? Start by recognizing that your mind is malleable and is continually shaped by your predominant thoughts. In essence, you are the gardener of your mental landscape. Daily habits of thought, no matter how small, accumulate over time to yield significant outcomes. Each thought either fortifies or undermines your mental resilience. Let us first examine the detrimental impact of negative thinking. Doubt and fear can quietly annihilate ambition. If you regularly feed your mind thoughts like, "I cannot," "I am not enough," or "it is impossible," you construct invisible barriers around yourself. These barriers only grow stronger with repetition, making even simple tasks seem daunting. Individuals who are overwhelmed by such thoughts often fail to recognize their true potential because they have conditioned themselves to expect failure before they even embark on a task. In stark contrast, a mindset that fosters growth and possibility prompts thoughts such as, "How can I achieve this?" or "There is a solution to every problem." Adopting this mindset opens doors that others fail to notice, perceiving setbacks not as defeats, but as lessons, valuable feedback guiding you closer to success. Such individuals do not retreat in the face of adversity. Instead, they advance confidently, equipped with resilience and resourcefulness. All fortunes originate from the quiet depths of someone's mind. Every remarkable success begins with a compelling mental image, unwavering belief, and steadfast commitment to that vision. These triumphs are not the result of chance or luck. Instead, they arise from disciplined thought processes and a resolute faith in one's capabilities. The distinguishing factor between those who succeed and those who fail is not merely their immediate resources or intelligence. It is their remarkable ability to manage their thoughts and nurture influential mental habits. They have trained themselves to recognize opportunities where others perceive only insurmountable difficulties. They have conditioned their minds to remain steadfast in their beliefs when the world appears skeptical or dismissive of their ideas. These exceptional individuals acknowledge that the most significant battles are fought and won within their minds before manifesting in the external realm. To journey from average to exceptional, you must first conquer your mindset. Begin by actively eliminating self-doubt and negative self-talk. Whenever you catch yourself saying, "I cannot," reframe it into "How can I?" Shift your perspective from limitations to possibilities. The question, "How can I?" activates your creative thinking and engages your subconscious in seeking solutions rather than dwelling on constraints. Keep in mind that once the mind is stretched by a new concept, it never reverts to its original dimensions. Each positive thought expands your mental boundaries, enhancing your capacity for success incrementally. Gradually, you assemble a formidable foundation of belief, discipline, and confidence that underpins every future endeavor. Daily practice is essential. Just as muscles require consistent training, your mind necessitates regular nurturing and conditioning. Enrich it with books, ideas, and interactions that uplift and inspire you. Surround yourself with people who embody the positive traits you wish to cultivate. Protect your mind diligently against negativity and criticism, as these are the weeds that quickly choke ambition. Visualization is another powerful instrument in mastering your mindset. Frequently and vividly envision your goals, emotionally experiencing the success you desire. The subconscious mind, primarily driven by emotions, cannot differentiate between vividly imagined experiences and actual events. Consequently, consistent visualization programs your mind to accept success as inevitable, motivating you to pursue actions that align with this reality. Furthermore, affirmations reinforce this mental conditioning. Regularly affirm statements such as, "I am capable," "I am resilient," "I create solutions," and "Success flows effortlessly to me." Initially, such affirmations may feel awkward or even disingenuous, yet repetition embeds these beliefs deeply within your subconscious, gradually reshaping your self-image and aligning your actions naturally with these beliefs. Mastering your mindset also entails embracing challenges as essential opportunities for growth. A positive mindset does not ignore hardships. Rather, it actively seeks them out, understanding that true growth occurs under pressure. Adopt the belief that every challenge carries within it the seed of equivalent or greater benefit. This perspective shifts your focus from problems to potential, turning setbacks into stepping stones. Lastly, cultivate gratitude, as it acts like sunlight and rain in the garden of your mind, nurturing every positive thought you plant. Regularly acknowledge your blessings, both large and small, fostering an abundance mindset that encourages your subconscious to attract more of what you appreciate. Ultimately, your mindset dictates your trajectory from average to remarkable. It stands as the singular most crucial factor influencing your success or failure. The silver lining is that you possess complete control over this powerful force. Each thought is a choice, every belief an opportunity, and every mindset a bridge toward your desired fortune. Today, commit to mastering your mindset intentionally. Choose positivity, growth, and discipline. Plant these seeds consistently and diligently, nurturing them every day. Before long, you will find yourself standing amidst a thriving forest of opportunity, wealth, and fulfillment, a testament to the incredible power of your mind. The second step involves setting ambitious goals that inspire both excitement and fear. Those who remain average tend to establish modest goals, opting for comfort and choosing predictability over growth. They shy away from discomfort, risk, and uncertainty. In contrast, those who create fortunes and etch their names in history set goals that provoke discomfort, goals that challenge them and push them to become more than they were yesterday. An exhilarating goal should also terrify you. If your goals do not evoke some degree of anxiety, then you are not aiming high enough. If your ambitions do not quicken your heartbeat or provoke perspiration in your palms, you are thinking too small. The greatest achievements in history were forged by individuals who dared to dream beyond their self-imposed limitations. The distinction between the average and the extraordinary is not merely in the magnitude of the dream. It lies in the commitment to realize it. Everyone aspires to succeed. However, only a few demonstrate genuine commitment. Commitment entails more than mere hope for favorable outcomes. It involves imposing deadlines on your dreams and breaking down your monumental goal into small, non-negotiable daily actions. After all, a dream without a concrete plan is just a wish, and a goal without action amounts to mere fantasy. Suppose you aspire to make $1 million, a large and intimidating figure that may seem unachievable when viewed in its entirety. What if you were to dissect this goal? How much must you generate this year, this month, this week, or even today? By fragmenting a colossal target into daily actions, it suddenly becomes much more manageable. The mountain does not appear as towering when your focus shifts to the next step, rather than the summit itself. Big goals are overwhelming until you break them down into small, daily disciplines. That is how success is built, brick by brick, day by day. No one awakens one day to find themselves at the pinnacle of success. They climb, they sweat, they stumble, and they rise again. They persist. Success is never a singular moment of victory. It is a continuous series of relentless actions undertaken over time. However, here is where most people falter. They rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It may be present in the morning and vanish by afternoon. While it is easy to feel excited about a goal at the outset, true success is born from discipline, the ability to follow through on commitments long after the initial enthusiasm has waned, to show up even when motivation has deserted you. This discipline distinguishes those who achieve from those who merely dream. Consider this scenario. If you were given a choice between two ladders, one with small, manageable steps and another with wide, lofty rungs, which would you choose? While the small steps may appear slow, they are consistent, reliable, and lead you to the top. Conversely, the giant leaps, though impressive, are often unsustainable. This illustrates the importance of small daily actions, which may seem insignificant, but when compounded over time, create unstoppable momentum. Take, for instance, any elite athlete, entrepreneur, or artist. They all share a common denominator: systems. They do not rely on sheer willpower, nor do they leave their success to chance. Instead, they establish habits, routines, and frameworks that guarantee progress. A writer does not simply sit idle waiting for inspiration. They write daily. A bodybuilder does not wait for motivation to strike. They train irrespective of how they feel. A millionaire does not sit idle awaiting the perfect opportunity. They actively create opportunities through persistent action. So, set a goal that both excites and terrifies you simultaneously. Then, design a system to pursue it each day. The sole obstacle standing between you and your desired life is your capability to take relentless, targeted action. No one is coming to rescue you. No one will do the work on your behalf. Your success rests squarely on your own shoulders. Let us delve deeper into the apprehension tied to ambitious goals. Here lies the truth. Fear is inevitable. If your aspirations do not instill a sense of fear, then they are not sufficiently grand. However, fear is not your adversary. It signifies that you are venturing beyond your comfort zone, stepping into uncharted territory, which is precisely where growth occurs. Many view fear as a stop sign. High achievers see it as a green light. They harness it as motivation, recognizing that fear and excitement are two sides of the same coin. The adrenaline that accompanies fear can serve as the driving force propelling you to take action. Rather than shying away from fear, lean into it. Allow it to guide and challenge you. Moreover, consider the concept of failure. Many settle for average simply because they fear failure. They regard failure as an endpoint. However, successful individuals see failure as feedback. Each failure is a lesson. Every mistake paves the way for growth. Every setback becomes an opportunity to refine one's approach. The only genuine failure is quitting. Reflect on Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before ultimately inventing the light bulb. The lesson here is that the path to success is paved with failures. The key is to fail swiftly, learn rapidly, and persevere. Avoiding failure equates to avoiding success, for success is merely failure that has been refined. Here is your challenge. Select one ambitious goal that excites and terrifies you. Now break it down. What are the actions you need to undertake this year, this month, this week, and today? Once you have that plan, commit to it, not just for a day or a week, but for as long as necessary. Success is not about luck. It is not about talent. It is about consistency, resilience, and an unwavering refusal to settle. The world does not reward those who play it safe. It rewards those who dare to move beyond their limits, those willing to embrace discomfort, those prepared to put in the effort when no one is watching. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room, nor do you have to possess the highest level of talent. What is imperative is that you demonstrate unwavering commitment. Establish your goals, confront your fears, create a system, take action, and watch your life transform. The third step to achieving remarkable outcomes is to cultivate unyielding self-discipline. Here lies a harsh truth. Most individuals are fully aware of what they need to do to achieve their goals, yet they fail to take the necessary actions. They allow their emotions to dictate their decisions. I lack the motivation to exercise today. I am unmotivated to work on my business, or I do not feel like rising early. These sentiments are silent adversaries to progress, whispers of comfort that lead to mediocrity. However, success does not operate on feelings. It does not concern itself with whether you are tired, unmotivated, or uninspired. Instead, success rewards discipline, the steadfast and unwavering commitment to fulfill what needs to be accomplished, regardless of how you might feel. The most accomplished athletes, wealthiest entrepreneurs, and most influential leaders do not depend on motivation. Motivation is an ephemeral emotion, an unreliable force that fluctuates like the wind. One day, you may wake up brimming with energy, ready to conquer the day. The next, you may feel sluggish, uninspired, and unmotivated. If you rely on motivation, your path to success will be erratic, and inconsistency is the enemy of greatness. The secret to extraordinary achievements lies in discipline, the ability to show up and put in the effort each day, regardless of external circumstances or internal resistance. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate. It is a muscle, growing stronger with consistent use. The first time you push yourself to act against your feelings, it may seem challenging. However, each time you override your emotions and see your commitments through, you reinforce the habit of discipline. Over time, discipline transforms into a natural way of life, an unshakable foundation for success. Repetition serves as the cornerstone of discipline. Each act of self-discipline enhances your control over your mind and body. By persistently pushing past your feelings and taking action, you are rewiring your brain, training yourself to operate at an elevated level. Eventually, discipline evolves into a habit. These habits shape your character, and your character ultimately determines your destiny. Hence, the cornerstone of your future is influenced by your daily actions compounded over time. But here comes the essential inquiry. Are you in control of your habits, or are your habits controlling you? Many individuals live in reaction mode, allowing their habits to dictate their futures. They wake up, scroll through their phones, procrastinate, and offer excuses, never recognizing that their daily routines are guiding them down the path of mediocrity. If you fail to take charge of your habits, they will rule you instead. The first step towards mastery is self-awareness, acknowledging the patterns that shape your life. Once you gain this awareness, you acquire the power to initiate change. To transition from the average to the exceptional, mastering discipline is non-negotiable. The difference between success and failure is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is consistency. The world is rife with talented individuals who never accomplish anything significant due to their lack of discipline. Intelligence without action remains futile. Potential without execution is squandered. The only element that separates those who attain greatness from those who do not is their capacity to consistently take action, regardless of how they feel. Discipline entails showing up every day, irrespective of your emotions. It means establishing a standard for yourself and holding yourself accountable. It entails undertaking the challenging tasks when no one is watching, when you receive no immediate gratification, and when the process feels mundane or draining. You will encounter days when the urge to move forward diminishes, days when your mind will whisper for you to take it easy, relax, or postpone tasks until tomorrow. However, tomorrow is a trap. Tomorrow can morph into next week. Next week can become next year. And before long, you may find yourself reflecting on a life steeped in regret, pondering what might have been. The only escape from this cycle is through discipline, an unwavering dedication to your goals, and an unshakable belief in your capacity to follow through, come what may. So how can you build discipline? Start small. Discipline does not require sweeping changes overnight. It consists of making tiny, consistent choices each day that lead to significant results over time. Rise when you intend to, adhere to your commitments, and challenge yourself to do one more rep at the gym. Pursue your goals even when you lack motivation. These incremental acts of discipline accumulate, creating a powerful momentum that propels you ahead. Eliminate the avenue to quit. The most successful people in the world do not afford themselves the option of failure. They do not negotiate with their emotions. They do not allow their minds to convince them to take the easy route. They commit fully, understanding that their success hinges entirely on their discipline. Remove distractions. Your environment significantly affects your ability to remain disciplined. If you are continually surrounded by distractions, social media, negative influences, or unhealthy habits, you will struggle to maintain focus. Create an environment that propels you toward your goals. Eliminate temptations. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Make success your sole option. Embrace discomfort. The path to success is fraught with challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. A disciplined individual recognizes that growth derives from discomfort. Every single time you push beyond your comfort zone, you become more robust, resilient, and capable of overcoming obstacles. Discipline involves embracing the struggle, acknowledging that such struggles shape and fortify your character. Take ownership of your life. No one will rescue you. The work will not be done on your behalf. If you desire success, you must wholly assume responsibility for your actions, choices, and outcomes. Stop making excuses. Stop attributing blame to circumstances. Stop waiting for the ideal moment. The perfect moment does not exist. The sole moment of importance is now. In conclusion, success is straightforward. Not easy, but simple. Do the work. Maintain consistency. Show up every day, irrespective of your feelings. Success is not contingent on luck, talent, or intelligence. It is rooted in discipline, and discipline represents a conscious choice. It is the choice to take control of your life, to forge ahead when everything within you urges you to quit, and to rise beyond mediocrity in the pursuit of greatness. So ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you prepared to embrace discipline, remain committed, and show up daily? If your answer is yes, then success is inevitable. Ultimately, discipline acts as the bridge connecting where you are to where you aspire to be. The only remaining question is whether you are ready to traverse that bridge. The fourth step is to surround yourself with excellence. You will never ascend beyond the standards set by those you spend time with. This is not just an inspirational mantra, it is a fundamental aspect of human nature. Our surroundings profoundly shape us in ways we often overlook. The individuals you associate with most influence your thoughts, habits, and ultimately, your destiny. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you are the average of the people you associate with regularly. If you consistently find yourself among 5 financially struggling individuals, the likelihood is that you will become the 6th, not due to a lack of capability to break free, but because their mindset will infiltrate your subconscious. You will begin to accept their justifications for failure, their complaints about life, and their belief that success is a privilege reserved for a fortunate few. When everyone around you settles for mediocrity, it becomes increasingly challenging to strive for excellence. Their nonchalant stance toward life renders your ambitions an anomaly and a needless struggle. Over time, your own drive will wane, gradually replaced by passive acceptance of the status quo. The same principle applies across various areas of life, whether it be finance, health, relationships, or personal growth. If you surround yourself with individuals lacking ambition, discipline, and a desire for success, cultivating those qualities within yourself will be a struggle. As social creatures, we subconsciously mirror the behaviors of those around us. If you spend time with people who procrastinate, make excuses, and refuse to take responsibility for their lives, you will find yourself adopting these very same behaviors. Conversely, the reverse holds true. If you opt to surround yourself with driven, focused individuals committed to personal growth, you will be compelled to elevate your own standards. When you are in the company of those who refuse to settle, their energy will challenge you to raise your ambitions. Their work ethic will push you beyond your boundaries. Their discipline will compel you to reassess your own excuses, and their successes will prompt you to confront the areas in which you may be falling short. This is about exposure, not competition. When you witness what is possible firsthand, regression to smaller thinking becomes nearly impossible. Success does not merely depend on what you know, it also hinges on whom you choose to learn from. Information is plentiful. Anyone can read books or listen to motivational talks, but mere knowledge is insufficient. It must be reinforced by the right environment. Being among the right individuals accelerates your growth in ways that self-directed study cannot. You acquire insights that would not typically cross your mind. You observe the work ethic, mindset, and decision-making processes of high achievers in action. Their habits provide a blueprint for your own success. For these reasons, the individuals with whom you associate matter more than you might realize. Your social circle can either become your greatest asset or your most significant liability, propelling you forward or holding you back. So consider this. Do the people in your life motivate you to become better, or do they promote complacency? Do they challenge you to grow, or do they keep you confined within the limits of your comfort zone? Do they celebrate your ambition, or do they subtly discourage it? These questions may be challenging to answer, but are indispensable. If you find that your present circle does not align with your aspirations, it is time to make changes. This does not necessitate a harsh or disrespectful severance from individuals, but rather a conscious decision regarding where to invest your energy. You owe it to yourself to be around individuals who uplift you, challenge you, and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. One of the most effective means of enhancing your environment is by seeking mentors. A mentor is someone who has already attained what you aspire to achieve. They have traversed the path you are currently navigating and can provide guidance that saves you years of trial and error. The right mentor will offer not only valuable knowledge, but will also hold you to a higher standard. They will challenge your limiting beliefs, push you to take action, and demand more from you than you currently expect of yourself. Seeking mentorship is not a sign of weakness, it is a strategic maneuver. The most accomplished individuals across any field have mentors. They understand that proximity to greatness accelerates their own growth. If direct access to mentors is unavailable, seek books and immerse yourself in environments where excellence is the standard rather than the exception. Attend seminars, join mastermind groups, and network with individuals who embody the values and success you wish to attain. The goal is to immerse yourself in a culture of advancement. The more you surround yourself with ambitious individuals who think bigger, work harder, and expect more from life, the more these qualities will become ingrained in you. Additionally, consider the factor of energy. Energy is contagious. Just as negativity can spread rapidly, so can ambition, enthusiasm, and determination. The individuals around you profoundly influence your emotional and mental state. Have you ever noticed how engaging with highly motivated individuals leaves you feeling invigorated and inspired? Conversely, have you ever departed a conversation feeling depleted and uninspired? This is not by chance. The emotional climate of your social circle dictates your internal state. Thus, it is imperative to ensure that you absorb the right energy. This principle explains why winners associate with other winners. They understand that their mindset, habits, and results reflect their environment and actively seek relationships that compel them to improve, to extend their comfort zone and elevate their standards. They recognize that greatness is not achieved in seclusion, but rather within the company of like-minded individuals unwilling to settle. Ultimately, your success is your responsibility. You hold the power to shape your surroundings, select your influences, and determine who has access to your time and energy. The crucial question is whether you will exert that control. Will you take charge of your social circle and surround yourself with individuals who propel you forward? Or will you permit yourself to linger in an environment that hinders your growth? The choice is yours. However, remember this: if you wish to elevate your life, you must elevate your standards. The quickest way to achieve this is by uplifting the company you keep. Seek out the ambitious, learn from their discipline, and align yourself with those who are ambitious. Because when you do, success becomes not merely a possibility, but an inevitability. The fifth step is to take massive action. Many individuals falter because they become ensnared in a cycle of preparation without execution. They read books and design elaborate vision boards that vividly depict their aspirational lives. However, when the moment arises to engage in tangible, concrete actions, when it is time to step into the arena and fight for their ambitions, they hesitate, they stall, or they convince themselves they need more information, more time, more certainty. In this endless loop of waiting, their dreams reside solely in the realm of the unrealized. In contrast, the most successful individuals operate from a different paradigm. They do not await permission, do not wait for the perfect moment, and do not become mired in overanalysis. Instead, they act rapidly, decisively, boldly. They understand that action, no matter how imperfect, is always superior to inaction. The stark reality is this: the perfect time will never arrive. If you seek the stars to align, anticipate your fears to vanish, or wait for conditions to be ideal, you will find yourself in perpetual limbo. Life is fundamentally uncertain. Every remarkable success story initiates with an individual who took a leap of faith, someone who jumped without assurance of a soft landing. They stumbled, they fell, they recalibrated, but they never halted their forward motion. That is the crux of it. Failure is not your enemy, inaction is. When you embrace failure as a stepping stone and not as a barrier, you become unstoppable. The world appreciates those willing to take risks, to step beyond their comfort zone, even when fear seizes them. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in the face of fear. It involves acknowledging that fear will always be present, but refusing to allow it to dictate your decisions, as doing so will keep you stagnant. What is it that holds you back? Is it self-doubt? The fear of appearing foolish? The anxiety associated with making an incorrect choice? Understand that there is no perfect decision. Success is predicated on a series of imperfect actions, each teaching a lesson, moving you closer to mastery. The most successful individuals in the world embarked on their journeys before they felt entirely ready. They took messy, imperfect action, and from that action arose their refinement of craft, honing of skills, and accumulation of success, brick by brick. Contemplate the great achievers across any realm, business, sports, or the arts. They all share one commonality. They ventured into the unknown, driven solely by a fervent desire to succeed. They faced hurdles, adjusted to challenges, stumbled, but they persevered. They encountered rejection, yet remained unyielding in defining who they were. The fundamental difference between those who achieve great things and those who remain stagnant is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is action, relentless, disciplined, and consistent action. The world does not reward those who merely dream. It cherishes those who do, those who put their ideas into action, those who execute with precision and persistence. Dreamers linger on the sidelines, observing, wishing, waiting, while the doers are on the field, playing the game, making errors, but also making concrete progress. In the end, it is the doers who prevail. Therefore, decide now what is one action you can take today, immediately, that will propel you closer to your goals. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Whether it involves making that phone call, sending that email, writing that first page, hitting the gym, or launching that project, do it now. Halt the overthinking, dispel self-doubt, abandon waiting, because each moment of hesitation is a moment lost. Success does not depend solely on ideas. It thrives on execution. Ideas devoid of action are worthless. The divide between those who succeed and those who do not lies in their capacity to execute, the willingness to do the hard work, to persist through adversity, and to push forward even when the odds appear insurmountable. The time to act is now. Not when you feel ready, not when everything seems figured out. Now. Because, in truth, readiness is a myth. You achieve readiness through action. Confidence is not something you await. It is earned through doing. The more you act, the more proficient you become. The more proficient you become, the more confident you feel. With confidence, success becomes inevitable. Thus, take the first step, no matter how small or uncertain it may seem. Just move. Initiate before you believe you are ready, and allow momentum to propel you forward. Ultimately, those who excel are not necessarily the smartest, most talented, or luckiest. They are those who took action. You possess that power within you right now. These 5 steps: master your mindset, set ambitious goals, cultivate unwavering self-discipline, surround yourself with excellence, and take bold action, form the foundation of your transformation. Average is the easier path to tread. Fortune is a reward earned through daily choices. The question you must ponder today is, what choice will you make? Your future is not predetermined by chance. It is authored by you, so go forth, take action, and create the life you truly deserve.